Morning, everybody. I have a few minutes till I get to work, so this should be a short video, right? Oh, hey, what's going on in the world? I was listening last night to Mark Levin. I think it's worthwhile for anybody who could listen to the podcast from last night. Mark Levin show. I don't listen to the podcast. I just listen to it when it's on the radio. I listen to it. Not catching up on old Mark Levin. Sometimes with Glenn Beck, I'll do that. But they're both very good. Even though I think Levin is maybe a little bit too Zionist, but he doesn't know any better, so I can't fault him for that. He never learned the Veil Moshe. But the rest of what he's talking about with America, that's what I really care about. This obsession with Zionism, even anti-Zionism, it's a little unhealthy because we're Americans. We should be focused on what's going on in America. And the threat that the left has to America is frightening and shocking. For years, both Glenn Beck and Mark Levin have been talking about. Glenn Beck mentions the Agenda 21, which I've made videos about in the past. Mark Levin talks about the degrowth movement, although this is a little bit different. And right now, what he says, has been proven and is clear. And pretty much the way he words it is, it's definitely true. Because it sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory, but this is real stuff. Pretty much, the plan of, if God forbid there would be a Biden administration, would be to abolish the suburbs. I don't know any other way to say it. And I live in a rural area, and I don't know what kind of impact it would have on rural America, but pretty much, what I've been saying as far as the defund the cops and all these types of things that they're talking about right now, I've said from the beginning that this is racist, anti-black, really, because the Democrat Party historically was the party of racism, Jim Crow. Now, I know a lot of people, once they hear that, they just shut down. They're like, no, all right, so, but the truth is, there's more black on black crime. I mean, it's a horrible, horrible tragedy, what happened to George Floyd. He was lynched in a Democrat city. That's what happens. That's what the Democrats do. But again, I'm going to have to tone back, even though it's true what I'm saying. I know emotionally and viscerally people shut down when they say that, and then they come and say that, the lies that the left has perpetrated, it's so ridiculous. I mean, let's just remember it was the Republicans that freed the slaves. If the Democrats really stop being racist as they claim, why'd they keep the name? Can you imagine if the Nazis kept the name Nazi Party, and then claim that they're not racist anymore and that the ones who fought them are the racists? It's just so ridiculous. But we'll put that aside for the moment. But what else is going on? What else is not just that they're meaning by taking cops out of the cities? That means more black people are going to die. God forbid. We don't want that to happen. We don't want anyone to die. First of all, we shouldn't care. We shouldn't be talking about black people, white people. Do we talk about people with blue eyes or people with green eyes or people with brown eyes? What difference does that make? What color somebody's skin is? It's the stupidest thing in the world. But that's what the Democrats are obsessed with because they're racist. Meaning the ideology of identity politics is inherently racist, and the ideology of the Republican Party is inherently focused on the individual and not on the demographic groups. But again, let's put that aside for now because I'm almost at work. Let's try to focus right now. What are they doing? What else is going on? If they make the cities unlivable by removing the cops and so forth. So people are going to leave the cities. So they're going to go to Mark Levin was talking about going to the suburbs. They're also going to go to the rural areas. But that's a neutral aspect. But let's get what the issue at hand, though, that Mark Levin mentioned that was pretty shocking was that this is an Obama administration plan from the HUD department, and that I don't know if Ben Carson just didn't know about it or what. I don't know why it hasn't been repealed yet, but pretty much what they're talking about is eliminating single family housing, pretty much urbanizing the suburbs. And this has been a plan of the left apparently for a long time. This is really a communist ideology. This is what Mao did. This is what they did in Cambodia. Take people, urbanize the rural and suburban areas, take people out of the cities. I mean, we see what happened to Detroit, some of these other cities where the cities have just been destroyed. And that's pretty much it. That's, meaning this is the threat that we're dealing with in America today that we have to overcome. And so that's pretty much the whole story. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Let's elect Donald Trump. I'm talking to you, Pennsylvania. I'm talking to you, Florida. We gotta make sure Trump wins in November, and he has to win by a huge margin because the Democrats are playing games with these mail-in ballots. We can't let them get away with it. All right, God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you all later.